Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your support. Today I'm going to be talking about a new release in the Verve Acoustic Sounds Jazz series, and that is Ella Fitzgerald, Let No Man Write My Epitaph. Before I get started, if you are new and haven't already, please consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel if you could hit like, subscribe, and notification. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that. And this release and others in the Verve Acoustic Sounds Jazz series, as well as Blue Note Classics, Blue Note Tone Poets, and other audiophile series releases are all available in the Pressing Matters storefront, which is listed in the description box below. It is an Amazon affiliate storefront, and it's very much appreciated if you are going to be buying these albums through Amazon to consider getting them through here and helping to support the channel. So thank you so much for that as well. This was a film that was released in 1960. It did actually feature Ella Fitzgerald as a singing piano player. 3 of the songs from this session were used in the film, and Verve was not going to just discard the whole session because it is a great sounding record. And this came between the Songbook series. So if you know those, the Gershwin Songbook, Cole Porter, and so forth, they are prime Ella Fitzgerald years, and this came right in the middle. So she is at the peak of her singing powers, absolutely, and it's a very interesting album. It's different, though, than most of her albums of this time period. Many are both backed by jazz ensembles, and some are orchestrated. This one is different in that it's just piano accompaniment, in keeping with the film. She's accompanying herself in the film, of course. But on this album, what I got from it in my first listen was beautiful, gorgeous singing, a well recorded, Verve at their best, and sensitive accompaniment from the piano. The songs tackled are mostly ballads from the American Songbook, I guess. Black Coffee, Angel Eyes, I Cried for You, I Can't Give You Anything But Love, Then You've Never Been Blue, I Hadn't Anyone Till You, My Melancholy Baby, Misty, September Song, One for My Baby and One for the Road, Who's Sorry Now, I'm Getting Sentimental Over You, and Reach for Tomorrow. I was familiar with several of these songs sung by other artists, and I kind of focused on those at first. Black Coffee, of course, is very famous from Peggy Lee's version. And also I have Julie London's version as well. Love the song. Angel Eyes and One for My Baby, One for the Road, I knew from Sinatra. Also, Billie Holiday's done a few of these songs as well. So I had some comparisons in terms of interpretations. But this album is really all about vocal quality and recording quality. The sound of the female vocal is one of the best sounds on most people's systems, and this album displays that perfectly. With just the simple accompaniment of the piano, you really get to focus in on her performance, her voice quality, and so forth, and that's why this album is so special. As far as the interpretations, my first time through, I felt like Black Coffee didn't have the qualities that the song should project. Ella, you know, Ella in her Songbook series, especially the Gershwin stuff, it's lighthearted and fun, and her voice really works well with that. She's been criticized of not getting into the depth of what she's singing on some of these ballads. And I have to kind of agree, at least at the first time through. That's what struck me, because I was comparing to, say, Peggy Lee's version of Black Coffee. you know, Sinatra's killer versions of Angel Eyes and One for My Baby and One for the Road from his famous album Only the Lonely, for Only the Lonely. And those are permanently etched in my mind, and it really kind of makes sense to me, like One for My Baby, One for the Road should be sung by a man. And usually it's a man hanging out at the bar, I guess. That's how I always picture it, and I'll never really think of it any other way. When she sings these songs, they're gorgeous, but she seems to miss the depth of what she's singing about on these songs. So that was my minor criticism the first time through. After a couple of plays, I really got into it, and everything else about the album really started to shine. And I could see that there is actually depth of feeling in the interpretations. They're just different. They're just different than what I was used to, you know, and that is my only criticism of the album. I think it's a stunning late night listen, really shows off your system. This particular jacket, you know, this was reissued by Classic Records, and I always saw the jacket and I said, oh, this album looks so old-fashioned. What, you know, what were they thinking with this cover? But it's really kind of about the soundtrack, and that it's from a film based on a book, and, you know, a black and white film probably. I've never seen the movie. It's released by Columbia. But yeah, I always avoided this album because of the cover. And that was a big mistake. This is a beautiful record, and this is done in a gatefold for the first time. Classic did a 33. I'm not sure if they did a 45, but there was a George Marino 45 that was put out by Analog Productions. Now, that one, if it's anything like the other vocal jazz albums in that series, the two Billie Holidays, I have one from Ella as well, Like Someone in Love. They are fantastic, and the 2x45 is probably just wonderful. But this is nice to have this in 33. For someone that's maybe a minor fan of Ella or not quite sold on the whole record, this is a good way to sample it in a beautiful, beautiful presentation. This is mastered by Ryan Smith. It's sterling, pressed to QRP, stout and gatefold. And it's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful stereo record. I love the sound on my system. I just recently did a couple of changes in my system. If you watched my last video, which was on Asia, in it I talk about a couple things that I did with my system. And wow, the vocal quality on this album just is amazing. It's got in-the-room presence. And I listened to it late at night a couple times over the last week, and I was just mesmerized by the sound. So if you are a fan of vocal jazz, if you love Ella, if you've never heard this album and you want a nice late night listen album where you can really focus on vocal quality, this is the one. It's beautiful. It's done very, very well. I think it's probably equal of the 45 in terms of sound quality. The pressing was excellent. And I can highly recommend Ella Fitzgerald, Let No Man Write My Epitaph. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.